Never underestimate the power of eye contact, especially in today's world. One of the biggest differentiators in today's world is if somebody can hold eye contact. Not in a creepy way, not in a I'm going to murder you and put you in a freezer type way, but where you display your confidence. One of my friends had an interview, and I think I talked about this in a previous video, but for a different context. But he walks in and he's talking. There's two of the managers, and he goes up, shakes their hands. One's a guy, one's a girl, and he holds eye contact with both, and both of them are just floored by how confident he is. Now he's going in to interview as not as a server, but as somebody who busses tables. Immediately, they ask, right after a couple of different questions, they ask, "Have you ever thought of being a server?" Now they weren't even looking for a server at the time, but because of the way he came in, the way he held eye contact, and the way that he presented himself, they had almost no choice but to think of his future in that restaurant. And they actually tried to get him to be a server. They tried to create an opening for him, but there just wasn't a server spot yet. And so, all that said, simply by giving that eye contact, by being confident, he was given opportunities. Opportunities opened up for him. Now, that was not an easy thing for him to do originally. He had to work on it. He had to take the time to learn how to do proper eye contact and have the confidence to do it. And so the way that I learned how to do eye contact, some people will tell you to look right here. I think it's kind of weird to do that. I always look in the person's left eye. Otherwise, you're going to be going boop, 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 looking left and right and trying to get into both eyes. It doesn't work. So I always look in the left eye. A lot of reasons why people don't like that tip is because when you look into somebody's eyes, if you look at somebody's like nose right here, yes, it looks like you are giving eye contact, but a lot of the power is lost. Because the power, where does the actual power come from? The power comes from, the power comes from the eyes being the window of the soul. And that's where all of the tension is. That's where all of the possible miscommunications can be, or actual communications, because you can't really hide nonverbal communication, right? Your lips might be saying one thing, but your eyes might be saying another. The nonverbal might be saying a completely other thing. And so when you are looking at somebody in the left eye, you are becoming very, very, very vulnerable to a lot of communication. And it's very hard for people, especially people who want to hide things, it's very hard for people to give eye contact. If you notice, if somebody's lying, they kind of look all over the place, right? So when you do the left eye trick, just know that it's one of those things where you're going to be communicating a lot. But the thing is, most people are not used to this. And you will get people from all walks of life. You'll get people who absolutely enjoy it. They are they are totally refreshed. I was just at Starbucks, and there's the guy that was handing me my drink. I looked at him dead in the eye. I said, "Dude, you are awesome. Thank you so much." And you can tell, like, he held eye contact, and he had this big smile on his face, and he was about to look away, but then he stayed looking, and you can tell it's one of those things that it's almost it's so rare nowadays that that connection feels really, really good. However, there are some people where they do not like that. They do not like, because maybe they have something to hide, maybe they're not used to it. You're going to get the people who love it. You're going to get the people who ask what you're looking at. You're going to get people who dart their eyes away. You're going to get people who become aggressive. And that's really on you to have the kind of the all-aroundness of physicality, or the ability to think on your feet and say things that are going to diffuse a situation, things like that. So there's a lot involved, because it is very, one of the reasons why people do not use eye contact, it's very risky in all of these situations. But the rewards are far more glorious than the risks. And so, all that said, I practice the left eye. I visualize looking at somebody in the eye. And if you have butterflies while you're visualizing, I would suggest keep on visualizing as if you're in the first person, looking at somebody in the eye, looking at somebody who you might be intimidated by. And until those butterflies go away, I would just keep doing that. Once those butterflies goes away, I would go to places like Starbucks, hired guns. I would go to places where people had to talk to me, had to take my order, had to serve me. So I go buy a $5 coffee. I have to talk to the barista. I have to talk to the person at the register. So that's where I would practice. I wouldn't just go up to somebody and start talking to somebody just out of the blue, out of random. Whenever you are at the line in the checkout, don't do the self checkouts that they have now. Go to the actual checkout counter. Take every opportunity. Don't go through drive-throughs. Go into the stores. Talk with people. I don't remember the last time I go maybe 1% of the time through drive-through, and that's if I'm in a rush. But don't go through drive-throughs. Get out of the car, walk in, look at people in the line, talk with people in the line, talk with the person at the counter. You're going to feel awkward. It's going to be weird. But when you feel awkward, that means you're making progress. You're not comfortable. You're out of your comfort zone. And eventually that's going to become uncomfortable. So these are the little things that I do. Left eye, hired guns, go places where people have to talk to you, because you're going to order from them. Get out of the car. Do not go through drive-throughs. Don't go through self-checkouts. Talk with people. Practice eye contact. You will be heavily rewarded. It will be awkward. It will be painful in the beginning, but you will be so rewarded over time. People will remember you, and people will take the time to help you in ways that wouldn't help the average person.